Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, welcome to episode, damn it, five.
Five? Pretty
Five
sure
of
it's
the Quamfy
five.
Show. Yeah, I think it's five. So, welcome to Crazy Town. It is Tuesday tonight. It is now 9:15 CET, and well, it is a little bit past H hour. If we look at really quick, Bitcoin took a massive dump around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock ish. CoinGecko is a little bit messed up right now. Graphs do not match with the numbers, and the numbers can't keep up. But yeah, Bitcoin just had a massive tank, and about an hour ago, everything. Well, yeah,
No,
everything.
5 minutes ago. It's literally, no, 20 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah,
It's literally happened 20 minutes ago.
everything tanked with it. So I mean, everything is recovering fairly quickly right now. We'll get into the details later, but that is definitely going to be topic of. So just open it now, so we can just have a real chat about this. Let's
Yeah, fair enough.
just
Yeah,
dive right
it's
in.
happening as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So
the shenanigans.
what we have here is um, good old
Current state of the
CoinGecko.
market.
So looking at Bitcoin, right? Peaked just close to all-time high, right? Yeah, we have this in euros from the United States. I'm sorry, not really. Um, but yeah, took quite a dip, pretty dip, and yeah, on this low point, like right somewhere around like 8:30 our time, um, everything took a massive dump, as you can see on the graphs here, the small graphs to the right. Um, Quant actually went way below 100, like what, 96 euros ish. So that's somewhere close to like the $100 in the burger tokens. We had a look, and we scroll down like we do right now in the top 100, and everything except for Leo token, this one was up 2.1%. Everything else red, even the stable coins, quote unquote stable coins. So yeah, most still haven't recovered, still down quite a bit. Looking at our beloved Quant, apparently still down 6% on the day. And this is what the Quant chart looked like. We touched the 124 earlier today at about 1 o'clock CET, right? Central European time. And yeah, then price went down, a little bit up, and then the Bitcoin shenanigans happened. And 113 here, and I think the wicks are already gone, or it didn't even register. But Tim and I were coincidentally prepping for the show, and well, Tim can tell the story the way he wants and share what he wants.
Yeah.
But he had a good deal. So Tim, you want to take it away?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it could be better, but it's not bad. Yesterday, I think one touched 120-ish in euros, so it's like $130.
Yeah,
I was
Tuesday.
like, yeah,
That was Tuesday.
it wasn't Tuesday. It's a Monday. It's Tuesday today. We are living on
Today is
Tuesday
Tuesday,
currently.
motherfucker. We're recording a Quamfy Show.
Yeah. So yesterday and Monday, yeah, I was like, this is getting a bit sketchy. One is going really high. I feel a lot of people being very happy about Bitcoin. I might as well sell a bit, and I did. And I was not really intending to buy back until like 25 minutes ago when I just literally saw the entire market tank, and I gained a nice tiny portion of quant. I gained like 10%, I think, on my trade, which isn't really bad, honestly, considering the amount I put in. So, yeah, I cannot complain. Usually I get a tummy aches when the market behaves in this way, but now I'm feeling okay. Because honestly, we haven't really seen any action with quant, and then managing to gain a little bit on it is pretty cool, if you ask me. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's a massacre again. Bitcoin reached all-time high at 4 o'clock Central European time, whatever that is in your time zone, on the 5th of March, 2024. So we had
Yeah.
another Bitcoin all-time high today, which isn't bad.
what's to be expected that it would
And it
dump
was to be
right
expected.
around
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, not necessarily because all-time high but there were so many people long, and it just had to get liquidated. I mean, if we look at the chart over the 7 day, it was more or less up only. If you look at the month, it's getting silly. If you look at 3 months, it's just getting just ridiculous. So yeah, it was bound for a correction and a liquidation run, which they did. I don't think it will last. I truly don't. I think this will recover really quickly. I mean, the ETFs, they don't give a damn. And they just buy because they're not buying to flip it really quick for shitcoins. And I think that this cycle is going to be all about the war between the investment horizons, right? What mentality do people have? And yes, there's a lot of people that bought Bitcoin early on, right? The micro strategy people, they might take profits, and yes, that will be a significant sum. But a lot of people, most people that hold Bitcoin now are the quote unquote degens like you and I. And this can be orchestrated very, very easily, right? Um, doesn't take $1 billion to to create this a dump like this.
No, it really doesn't.
And it truly is a bet. I mean, they can make a lot of money by doing this, and if they have it bounce well, then they can also liquidate the shorts that everybody created. And I think the people that are buying the ETFs are not necessarily the type of traders that would do that per se. But they'll just keep buying if they want it. I mean, they have way deeper pockets than you and I do. There's relatively low risk for them if they hold it for the long term, right? Think of the 401ks and the Roth IRAs and all those jazz things that they do in the United States that, as far as I know, we don't really have in, for instance, the Netherlands. So those things are all long term, and these type of shenanigans are just to fuck over traders, which arguably do a lot of the volume. But a lot of the profits that were taken, they will go into other assets, right? Ethereum is owed an ETF. And well, when that one is agreed, there's just so much precedent that all the other tokens that we've seen charts of in the past for ETFs will also get them, right? With Quant, the Chainlink. There's a ton of other stuff in there, right? Like Sol and XRP and so on. So this is going to be, in my opinion, a very interesting year. And I think we're going to see a lot more deliberate market movements, right? People buying ETFs and such. They don't, I think, have the frugality that we have, right? Hop and shitcoin to shitcoin to shitcoin, taking minor profits. Most of them are in it for the long haul, and I think it will be good for the market. Same with regulation. Obviously, our how do you say stokpaardje, Tim? How do you say that in English?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the dead horse we're beating all the time. Regulation will come, and a lot of the true shit coins, right? Not necessarily talking about Doge or SHIB or whatever, but they'll just die, and there will be fewer and fewer being thrown on the market, at least on the regulated side of things. So the concentration of wealth will be more profound.
Isn't it
If
just...
if
Oh,
SATP
sorry.
comes in July, actually, then Quant will no longer be outside the top 60. I'm pretty sure of that. Tim.
Yeah. I'm just fascinated by this price action, really. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, I love it. I love it,
And
especially since I'm not a trader, right? Just
and the
buying, holding,
and
having
the
the bags
panic.
ready.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the absolute panic that you see here. And well, this isn't the first time we've experienced this. It's, I don't know. It's nice to be back in 2020.
Yeah, and there are so many people in so many groups that, well, I don't know how to say it, but people just, I mean, the belief was already here more and more, right? That they can just keep flipping and just doing what they did.
Oh yeah.
And in my opinion, right, if you bought shit, you should have bought it like up until like maybe a month ago. I think we said that even a couple of shows back, right? The bear market is where you build your portfolios. I mean, in the last bull market, that's when you should have done your research to a degree, right? What are the tokens that I want? What are the assets that I want? And then in the bear market, you start accumulating. And if you've done your due diligence well, then you know things that will not simply just roll over and die, right? Quant's an example. I heard someone about DAG. There's a couple of other things that have been around for a while, and that have just been doing the work and making the products. And that's in the end, eventually, for most people, what it's about, right? If you're a trader, not necessarily. I mean, then you can go with narrative and hype, but finding real products, that's what you do in the previous bull or in the bear. You buy your shit, you get into position, and you just watch the show. And I think Tim and I and a bunch of other people, most of you guys here, should be, if you have paid a little bit of attention, in that same position. And then a dump like this might be devastating because perhaps you were hoping it was going higher, and it will. But yeah, this is needed right here. Look at BNB.
But to be fair, we kind of didn't really necessarily do that this bear market, as in we stayed in the market. Sure, I did acquire some crypto, but it was nothing in comparison as to what I did previously. But we did stay in, right? We didn't abandon the ship when things went south. We're still here, and I'm not sure about you, but I didn't necessarily pick any cryptos during the darkest days of the bear market and just stayed in QNT and just weathered the storm.
I did as well, but I also got rid of a bunch of other stuff. And got some new, like one or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did make some picks which went really well for me, but it wasn't necessarily this time. It wasn't necessarily the classic crypto story of just buy whatever you can and it will go higher at some point. I didn't necessarily do that, but that's just purely because of my conviction in QNT. And to be fair, we already did this in 2021.
Yeah.
So, and earlier. So yeah. There was no reason to change our portfolios.
And we'll get to the phase where everything will go up for a while. But just like now, the music will stop at a certain time. And yes, you can maybe predict when somebody will start liquidating longs and shorts and shit. But you have to be behind your phone or your PC to catch it because, this happened pretty quickly. And
this happens fast.
If you were on the shitter, you probably missed it. I mean, if we look at QNT, I was actually in the prep of the show with Tim, and I was like, maybe I can flip shitcoin X really quick if it's below 100, and it already bounced back. I mean, it even reached 102 here on CoinGecko, but it was at like 96 on CoinGecko, but they didn't even register it because the entire website was probably overloaded as hell.
In Bitvavo, so that's a huge Dutch exchange that most Dutchies use. So I'm not saying that everyone uses Bitvavo, but I think the vast majority of Dutchies use it, and probably also some other Europeans, which actually makes it quite an interesting exchange because a lot of Dutch people are into crypto. So it's not really a bad exchange. But they couldn't handle the pressure today. And I saw some charts literally going back 10 or 20%. I think with Bitcoin, they had the Bitcoin chart on Bitvavo went all the way down to 100. Sorry, to 50K in euro from 60K. Just for a brief second, the exchange couldn't handle it. I think Quant also dropped to 100 euros and then everything was back up again. You
Yeah.
just see exchanges fumbling at the moment and they cannot handle it. It's
Yeah, price can
oh
go really
man,
quick, right? And if the order book is just, I mean, it could just be a wick, and then a wick really briefly just
yeah,
registers, right, on the screen here,
and it's
and then the wick
exactly,
gets eaten, and then yeah.
and it's not like we didn't warn you guys for this. If you follow the Quamfy Show, you should have known this. This happens during bull markets and the depths of the bear market.
And it's interesting to see. I'm not a TA guy, but you can see, right, that we're very close to this level, right, where they started pumping on the 28th ish, end of February, and the dump was like all the way down to where they built some resistance or support, whatever you want to call it, at the 54K. So you could have guessed this. Maybe put some buy orders here if you're into Bitcoin. I'm not fumbling around with this. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth the risk for me. Tim got absolutely fucking lucky
Yeah, I
that he
did.
got into fiat
So
to
every now
fund
and
his
then I tend to
to fund
follow
his
my
house.
instincts. Yeah. Well, every now and then I follow my instincts, and my instincts can get me quite lucky at times. I remember with Bitcoin, for example, I've sold pretty much tops in the past, but I've also bought bottoms. I remember when we were at like 14K, 14.5K Bitcoin, I was like, yeah, no way this is going lower, and I bought. Wasn't substantial, but the other way around with the all-time high in 2021 as well. It was like, nah, no way we're going higher than this. I'm selling. Um, so I think you can trade Bitcoin in a way, but you need to have very, very long horizons. And that's what the only trading I do. On those
I
short
mean,
levels, short term, I have no clue what's happening.
I mean, if you want to trade, you should trade Bitcoin. I mean, it's the most liquid thing of everything.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
that's one of the things you can trade based on sentiment, right? Because a lot of people are talking about it.
I just wanted to
It's
say you
being
could trade
traded.
Bitcoin on TA. I wouldn't
Huh?
train fuck anything else on TA. I would trade everything on sentiment except for Bitcoin.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. But I only trade absolute downs and lows. The
Oh
rest
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah.
I have no TA knowledge, and I will
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely get myself emotionally invested and
That's how I
making
got
wrong
out
decisions.
all of my shitcoin positions back in 2021, right? When Quant was like way down.
Yeah,
What was it? Yeah, was it 2020, 2021?
no, 2021, no, 2020,
And and then
2021. Sorry.
and then a lot of the shitcoins they went up, and like fuck, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours before they all dumped, I accidentally sold them all and got QT for it. That was insane. But yeah, I mean, there's so much luck involved with this shit. Anyway, shall we have a look at our portfolios where we're talking about luck anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. One final word before we move to portfolios.
Uh, yeah.
I think it's also the fact that I'm currently in an accumulation phase stage, not necessarily with crypto, but I'm, as you might know by now, I'm looking to buy myself a property, a home, which is super hard here in the Netherlands. It's not easy, especially where I live. So I need a substantial amount of cash besides what I can get in my mortgage. And at those moments, I'm really trying to maximize my position, and then I'm getting a bit more hungry to perform trades. I've done that now, and I remember in 2021 the same thing applied, but then with getting as much as QNT as possible, right? We're just literally just flipping all kinds of coins and trading them away to kind of maximize our QNT position. So it changes your perspective on the market. But or portfolios?